We are going to go heavy on the cleaning and decluttering this week. That is the plan of action. Good morning everyone and welcome to another brand new weekly vlog. My name is Astrid and this is my YouTube channel where I vlog every single week of my life. This is week number 23. I think it's 23 anyway. As the numbers are getting bigger, I'm finding it harder to keep track. Yeah, 23. Finally, on week 23, the summer weather has decided to join us in the UK. So as you can see, I've got my little cycling shorts on and a baggy t-shirt, and this is like my cleaning uniform, which kind of gives you a clue as to my plans for today. It is actually Tuesday. I skipped vlogging yesterday because on Sunday I went to the Eras tour and I just needed a day. I did do some work and some editing, a little bit of filming and stuff, but I just didn't want to be speaking to a camera. I just felt like I needed a day to be quiet. If you would like to see that Eras tour day, that was actually a whole separate vlog that I have. For me, I've just scheduled it to go live this evening, so for you it went up a few days ago. But today I'm feeling good, I'm feeling relaxed, everything's not really under control, but we're gonna get there. Basically, some of you may remember that a couple of weeks ago I said that we had made the exciting decision that Charlie, my boyfriend, is going to be moving into my flat in a few weeks' time. That is now 2 weeks away. And the thing is, I've said this before, but I have lived in my bedroom for 6 years. And so it is full of my stuff. Like, if you imagine now, regardless of whether you have a bedroom to yourself or you share it with someone else, imagine someone saying to you now, an extra person needs to move in here. So I'm really, really excited for him to move in. And kind of by chance, it has fallen over our anniversary weekend, which is quite funny. It wasn't really intentional, but I'd kind of always said, like, I want to wait at least a year before we move in, because we were fairly fast moving, like, from the beginning, but I wanted to try and be sensible about this to protect both of us from any, like, unnecessary upheaval if things were to go wrong. But things are looking good, so we're gonna give it a go. But also just because we were looking at trying to find a weekend when we were both free to do like the big official move, and I had kept that weekend free because of our anniversary, and it's like the only free weekend I've got for a while. So he is officially moving in on the Saturday and the anniversary is on the Sunday. So actually technically we didn't wait a year, we waited 1 day less than that. But anyway, you may notice his absence. Usually he is in here like a shot the second I start filming, but he's actually started a new job today, and so he's gone off to the office for the first time literally in so long, since way before I knew him, because he's been working from home for literal years. So it's a big change today, and it feels really weird being in the house by myself. It's very quiet and very empty, so get ready for me to channel all of my like spouting absolute rubbish at you, instead of when I normally sort of go through and go, what you doing? I'll be saying what you doing to you instead. But yeah, because of a busy weekend and a lot of moving things around, the flat is an absolute tip. I don't know how this happened so quickly, it's so upsetting, but I do always find that when I do more of the declutters, if you don't know, I have this series on TikTok where I have like every cupboard and drawer in my flat on a spinning like random generator wheel, and I spin it and then I declutter whatever comes up. And whenever I do a few of those, because suddenly there is loads of displaced stuff that I don't just want to bin because that's wasteful, I need to find like responsible homes for them, suddenly I find the flat becomes a complete mess. And that is why sometimes there's a big delay on me bringing out new declutters, because I feel like really suffocated by all of the extra stuff, and I need to kind of like stay calm and try and work out where to put it. But so as today is like my first day of being here by myself, and my dad is coming to stay tonight, and also some of my friends are coming over tomorrow for like a big co-working day. We're gonna pretend to be colleagues, it's gonna be fun. I want the flat clean, so the kind of main job for today is to go around everywhere and like put everything away. It's not like dirty, it's clean underneath, but like there's just stuff everywhere. So I'm probably going to spend a good few hours doing that, and then I'm going to crack on with some declutters, because like I said, I need to make some space for Charlie's stuff, and like a lot of my stuff will probably be moving through to the office. Like my hair and makeup stuff, I think I'm going to move through there because I've been getting ready in there in the mornings, and it's really good because the lighting in there is way better. I feel very confident that everything will fit. It's just figuring out like how and where. Sorry, look how clean this kitchen is. I'm very pleased with myself. Apart from this pot, which is in the dishwasher, because I'm going to put a different type of sugar in there. Speaking of Charlie moving in and needing to make space for some of his stuff, he actually moved his Xbox over a couple of weeks ago. Oh no, it was last week I think. So we temporarily just sort of plonked it here, but there's loads of stuff that he has that sort of goes with it that obviously doesn't have a home yet. A lot of these drawers can probably fit more in. Definitely can actually. But I'm just going to try and give this a little bit of a revamp. Also, these are the cards from when he passed his driving test. That was a good few weeks ago now though, so I'm going to take them down and put them to one side for him to deal with, because I always hold on to cards for like an obscenely long amount of time because I feel really guilty throwing them away. Although I suppose passing driving test cards are like quite different from like birthday cards, aren't they? Like it's a life milestone, so maybe he will want to keep those. What on earth is this? This must be Xbox related. Okay, that is a much neater setup. It does really annoy me that these wires run down from the TV, but there is nothing I can do about it. It's sort of like carving into the wall to put them behind. I don't know, it annoys me. Anyway, so over here we have a little terrarium, a picture of Charlie and I at his brother's wedding, and a candle. And then over on this side we still have the balloons from when Charlie passed his driving test, but I have a little vase, a lamp that I love, a candle, and these what are these called, oriental lilies that have all been dyed like different colours. Charlie bought these for me over the weekend. Before we got together, I don't think anyone had ever bought me flowers. I couldn't say that with 100% certainty, but I don't think so. And now it's quite a regular occurrence, which is very nice, because it's not really something that I knew I wanted, if you know what I mean. I wasn't like, oh, I want someone that buys me flowers, but they're always just a really nice little surprise, so very lucky. Good morning, welcome to Wednesday. I'm slaying this morning, just so you know. I'm feeling really makeup averse this week because it's so warm. But I mean, I'm not going to complain about the sunshine because I thought we weren't going to get any. But the flat is boiling. So actually it's quite nice to sit in my car with the aircon on. But I have just dropped off some Vinted parcels. The time is like 9:06 or something. It's quite early actually. So I'm very proud of myself for like getting up and out of the house. My dad stayed over last night, which is why the vlog stopped kind of abruptly. So I never like to shove cameras in the faces of people who don't do this because it feels a bit invasive. So yeah, I just had a nice evening catching up with dad. We got some fish and chips, it was lovely. Today I've got Maria and Jess coming over. We're going to do a little bit of a co-working day, and also today I've got Maria and Jess coming over. We're going to do a little bit of a co-working day, which should be fun. We usually do these in coffee shops, but we've realised that we end up spending like extortionate amounts of money on like coffee and little snacks. So we're going to trial doing it in a house today and see how we get on. But yeah, I have this weird thing when I don't have makeup on where I feel not ready for the day. Like I keep looking at myself in the mirror and going, oh, I'm having a lazy day today, and I'm like, no, you don't have to have a lazy day just because you've not got any makeup on. So I don't know what that's all about. Maybe I need to get changed into something that feels a bit smarter or something. Maybe that will change my mindset a bit, I don't know. Right, I've returned home. You know, actually my least favourite thing about living in London in the hot weather is the fact that because all the windows are open, it's just so noisy in the flat. Like, I don't know if you can hear just how much background noise there is, but it's like mind numbing. But anyway, I just popped to the shop and I got the cheese twist for breakfast. Also, I saw something that I thought might be interesting to some of you. Not to me though. I have never seen Sainsbury's Bakery have a new item, like in the whole time I've been going to Sainsbury's, which is like most of my life. Maybe I'm wrong, but I've just never noticed it. But today I saw they have an apple and cinnamon baton that actually looks really nice, but I'm allergic to apples, so I won't be eating it. But I just thought I'd spread the word in case any of you are interested. Oh my god, speaking of spreading the word, first of all, I don't know if many of you are as avid a musical theatre fan as I am, but the other day Hercules the musical was announced to be replacing Frozen in the West End next summer, and I am so excited. There are two Disney musicals that I'm desperate to see and never have, and Hercules is one of them. Even though I know the German production and the Paper Mill Playhouse production in New Jersey didn't have the best reviews. I have faith in Disney. The Theatre Royal Drury Lane, where it's moving in, is huge, and I think they're really going to step it up, or I hope they will anyway. So I'm really excited. I love Hercules. I think in terms of the music, it is one of the best. Obviously it was written by Alan Menken, the same guy that wrote The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Newsies, etc. Everything Alan Menken touches is gold, I swear. But the other one that I would love to see is The Hunchback of Notre Dame. I think The Hunchback of Notre Dame is criminally underrated. Oh, and Tarzan, which apparently has like a really long-term residency in Germany. Like apparently Tarzan the musical has been on in Germany for ages and it's doing well. But I do have a German GCSE, but I don't think it would carry me through a whole musical. But yeah, so those are my wishes for Disney on the West End. Hercules, Hunchback of Notre Dame, Tarzan. And I understand that they maybe don't have the same like commercial pull Frozen does in terms of like the little kids. But Frozen's been here for years. They don't need to be here for years, just a little while. Although I suppose then it's not very cost effective for them. But anyway, they're Disney, they've got money. Sorry, I've gone off on such a tangent. Oh my god, no, but what I was gonna say was I found out a fact yesterday that absolutely blew my tiny mind. Have any of you seen Desperate Housewives? I can't remember the name of the actor, but you know the creepy pharmacist in Desperate Housewives? I'll put a picture on screen. This is the voice of Hercules in the film. I don't think I'm ever going to look at it the same way. Anyway, I've also got some pineapple. I'm going to go do some work now. Can you hear that constant background noise? It's actually driving me insane. I might have to buy some loop earplugs. Oh my god, also, do you know what's really funny? Maria, Jess and Abby all entered the London Marathon. Well, they didn't enter it, you can't, well I think maybe you can just enter, but they were going for a charity place. So you can't just enter it, you have to like enter the ballot for it. And Abby does run. Like Abby was going to do it because she's really gotten into running initially, and then I think it was when I was in Disney and I was watching it being like, that is so not my problem, I'm not running a marathon. Jess does run a little bit, Maria does not run, but she does have a walking pad at home that she does like long walks on regularly, but like very far from marathon territory. They both decided that they were also gonna enter the ballot to run the London Marathon, and this morning Abby has had an email to say that her name hasn't been drawn in the ballot, so she won't be doing it. But Maria and Jess, here's Jess now, have not yet received their email, so they might end up doing it but without Abby, which would just be such a ton of events, and I sort of want it to happen now, if I'm honest. Where's mine?
Not this time, Maria.
Oh, that's a shame, Maria, that you're not going to be in the marathon.
Such a huge
I'm really
shame.
quite scared that I might be. Why haven't I got an email yet?
This was 11:55 and I didn't even notice.
That's almost an hour ago and I still haven't had anything. I'm so scared that they're going to say me.
And Abby had hers even earlier.
Yeah.
So they're probably waiting till this afternoon to tell you that you're going to be running a marathon.
But I'm the least qualified to be running a marathon out of the three of us that applied. I'm scared.
I must text Cathy.
You run sometimes.
Sometimes, but
You
not very
run more
far.
than I do.
Yeah.
But not far and not well.
Well, you better start practicing.
Well.
I'm so scared.
Let me send this, actually, let me send it. Oh, because a load of my school friends signed up, actually. Let me send it to the group
Oh no, I don't want to run a marathon.
chat. See if anyone got
It was
it.
a really impulse decision that I really regret.
I am so glad that I kept my head at that time and said, that's not for me, but
We
thanks.
entered the ballot at 10 minutes before it closed.
I did like 1 minute. to
Yeah,
go,
I was in the queue for the Ratatouille ride at the time, and I was reading the messages going, that is not my problem.
Oh, I don't want it to become my problem.
It really
if
might.
no one else has been accepted, I don't want it by myself.
Oh, we'll cheer you on though.
Yeah,
I'd love to watch you.
absolutely. It is lunchtime, and Maria and I have got these salmon poke bowls, not
Yes,
sushi
poke
bowls,
bowl.
from Sainsbury's gourmet thing. They're so good. They've got, is it mango?
Yeah, I think it is. It's really nice.
It is really
There's
nice.
a prep salad as well that has like mango in it.
Oh really?
And it's really delicious. It's got salmon, but just a fillet of salmon.
Interesting. What have you got, Jess?
I've got a teriyaki bowl because I don't eat fish, so I'm joining in on the bowl concept but not the fish concept.
Yeah.
So you've got,
I've
is it
had
beef or chicken?
Chicken, and then some rice, spring onion,
Actually,
and
it's
then
really
some
nice.
I've had it before, it is really good, but I have to pick the chilies out because I'm a little baby.
I'd eat that, and I'd also pick the chilies out because I'm a baby too.
I've also got these.
Very important, mixed olives. Oh my god, Jess has just received her marathon email.
Bearing in mind bearing in mind it is what, 3:15, and when did you get yours? At like 11 something.
11:55.
I have been stressing out for hours about this.
What does it say?
And currently all it says is TCS London Marathon. Your 2025 ballot result, are you in?
Oh my god, I
and I haven't opened yet. I'm so nervous. What if I'm in?
I think you are.
The thing is, it's going to be really like anticlimactic if I'm not. Do you want to open it for me? Because I'm actually nervous.
I think you're in.
No, because Maria's going to tell me I'm in even if I'm not.
No.
I'm not. Oh, thank God for that.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, I was so scared.
Okay. I could have pretended because I've seen it.
Thank God for that.
So it's
I'm
not
gonna
this
rest.
time. It's not this time.
Not this time.
Okay, I've been doing lots of admin and I feel quite on top of it, but I'm gonna have a quick break and do a little clean out. I'm not filming this for TikTok because I have actually already done this cupboard. It was like the 3rd or 4th declutter I did. And this is my cereal cupboard up here that used to basically be full of expired cereal, and I got a storage solution which has actually really helped. So it's worked in that sense, but since then I have kind of changed a lot of what lives in here and I haven't really sorted it out, so it's got a bit messy again. So I'm just going to take a moment to go through this cupboard. Again, as you can see, it is very full. So basically in here I have this fridge, like stops your fridge from smelling weird. That probably doesn't need to be in there, but I do have all these boxes of cereal. So if you saw the declutter on TikTok, you might remember, although it was a long time ago now, that basically I had all these boxes of cereal that were open that I just wouldn't touch because I had this like weird irrational fear that there was going to be bugs in them because the boxes were open. So I just kept buying new boxes of cereal, which was so silly. So then I bought these tubs on TikTok Shop to store all my cereal in, and since then the situation has been way better, and I am pleased to report that I do actually freely eat cereal without worrying that I'm eating bugs. So I have some Frosties, some Cocoa Pops and Shreddies. The box was too big to fit in one of these, so it had to go across 2. And what I try and do is put the one that I'm closest to finishing at the front, so like that's the one I go for unless I like really don't fancy it, because then it kind of keeps me like cycling through these at a decent rate. Then I have loads of cloths, like cleaning cloths and tea towels. I kind of feel like they should actually be separate, but they're sort of all in there together at the moment. I have some extra kitchen roll, and then up here is where I keep all of the bags, like my carrier bags that I grab when I'm going to the shops. But again, this just doesn't really feel like the best place for them, or at least they need to be like in something so they don't just fall out. I wonder if I have like a little box that's the right size for in there. This is why decluttering is kind of an ongoing process, because like I'll declutter one area and it will go really well and then it will be a lot more functional, but then because there's a bit more space in there, when I'm then decluttering somewhere else that is really packed full and I think, for example, oh actually my like cleaning cloths could go in here instead, there's space for those, and then the cupboard starts being used like a little bit differently, so it's then less functional for what I designed it for, if you see what I mean. So they do just need redoing every now and again, but this should only take like 10 minutes. It's been 4.5 since I started filming this clip, so let's see if I can finish this off in like 5 minutes. Shreddies at the back because they're the fullest, and Cocoa Pops, then the other Shreddies, and I'm currently working my way through the Frosties. Okay, let me try and troubleshoot the plastic bags issue. I'll be back in a sec. I do have this, but that feels way too optimistic. Although this could work quite well for the cleaning cloths. Actually, couldn't it? Let's try that. Okay. These are all my cleaning cloths. I have a lot. But they are all different types, to be fair. Some of them are like dusters like these. Some of them are more like dishcloths. And then some of them are these like microfiber things. So actually, maybe I'll separate them by category. I know for almost certain that it will not stay like this, like absolutely as I'm using them. Once I get them out of the washing machine, I will just shove them back in, but it will start off nice and neat. But as long as they all end up in the box, I think that's not the end of the world. Actually, I've decided I don't really care what category they are. I'm just gonna put them all in because yeah, I'll end up just messing it up anyway, so they might as well just be neatly folded, and I'm not going to worry about the rest of it. Obviously doing this doesn't directly clear space to move new stuff in, but I feel like when the house feels a lot more organised. I get a lot less intimidated by the thought of doing more declutters, and I actually get on with them better. So sometimes I find you just have to pick like a bit of a smaller task first of all, just to kind of get you kick started, and then after that everything feels a little bit easier. So that's sort of what I'm doing with this. I might do a couple of other kitchen cupboards that need a bit of a once over as well, but I'm not going to touch anything that's still on my declutter wheel, because that is for TikTok. Although that's been kind of detrimental in a way, because it means those things get put off for so much longer than I naturally would, some of them, because I'm waiting for them to come up on the wheel. But overall I would say that the wheel has been more of a positive thing than a negative, so I can't really complain, because it does actually make me declutter things that I would never have otherwise got around to prioritising. So I guess overall things are probably less messy in total, even if certain areas feel maybe worse off in themselves. Does that make any sense? I feel like I'm not making any sense. There we go. Okay, these are the cleaning cloths. So I'm going to put the kitchen roll back in here. Does that fit in there quite well? And I am a big fan of bulk buying things like that lately, because it means I don't get the like stress of when suddenly they run out. But it does mean I now have a lot of tea towels that don't really have a place to live, unless I swap my tea towels out less regularly. So I want this one out in a minute. This is my favourite one at the moment. You can't see it, but so maybe I'll do like a little neat pile of tea towels underneath that basket. That feels like it could be a good solution. I actually feel like I've had a lot of these tea towels for a really long time. They're definitely like past their best. So I kind of just want to buy like a pack of 4 or something and just get rid of all the others, but that's a later problem I think. And I think that's way less likely to get out of hand, because it's all the little cleaning cloths that I chuck in there, and they don't really fold up to the right size, and then it all just sort of turns into a bit of a mountain and falls out. Right, now I am actually going to tackle this bags issue. Look what I just found in the dreaded area under my desk that hasn't come up on the declutter wheel. That looks perfect. Okay, it's a bit grubby, so I'm going to give it a good clean. So in here I have reusable bags, although actually I think I might put them in a bag that you can actually see through instead, because I feel like then I'm more likely to remember they're there. So I'm going to sort of decant them into this like net bag that you can actually see into. And then I've also got so many plastic bags, so again I'm just going to fold them up nicely and put them in the box. What I have learned with shelves like this, when my shelf gets really like cluttered because I just shove things in the front, is to kind of stop and think about how I use it. And if I use it literally just to shove things in like I do with this, like I'll finish with a bag and sort of shove it, I think actually that's often more suited to being a drawer. And I don't have a lot of drawers in this kitchen, so it's not really an option that I have. But putting a box in a shelf kind of makes it more like a drawer. You know, I can like dump it in and so work smarter, not harder. You've got to think about the way these things function. Also, I maybe don't need this many plastic bags. Like realistically, I'm never going to be using this many at once. And I think before I started these declutters, what I probably would have done is just bin a load of them, but I'm less likely to do that now. I'm not going to do it. What I try and do now instead is like just being more mindful of the ones I am using, so that they get used up faster. Like obviously plastic bags last a long time, but they're not like infinite. Sometimes I lose one, or I'll give someone some stuff back in one and then they take it or whatever. But I'm going to start trying to use like the same one from the top until it dies or it gets a hole in it or something, and then I've got one less in my collection. And you kind of let it sort of go down by natural selection like that, and it works well. Okay. Oh my god, look how much space there is in that cupboard now. That is actually crazy. I could literally fit stuff in there. Don't know what stuff, but some stuff. The fridge smelly thing can go in there for now, because the other one's nearly run out, so that's nearly finished anyway. Well, I'm sure I'll find something to go in there at a later date, which is exactly what I'm talking about. Then it might need decluttering again, or not decluttering, but like rearranging, although I don't think so. Now that the boxes are in there, I would like to thank Past Me for buying so many of those in so many different shapes and sizes. There is sort of always one available, although I am nearly using all of them now. It's where I've had loads of them for like different houses that I've lived in that have had like different shapes and sizes of cupboards and stuff, and I just never get rid of them. What a success. Okay, back to admin. Good morning everyone. It is yet another admin morning today. I feel like I'm doing so much admin this week, but it's really good to kind of get it all under control. I'm going to do some editing, etc. I've made myself some toast and I feel like I'm about to enter a phase. Does anyone else go through a phase where you sort of remember that buttered toast exists and just sort of lose your mind for a minute? Because I really feel like I'm sort of on a bit of a slippery slope to that. Although this isn't buttered toast actually. I'm a big Marmite girl, and whenever I eat Marmite on toast I eat it in sandwiches. I don't know why. I've also got a mango and passion fruit squash. I think it's because I used to eat Marmite on toast in sandwiches so I could run for the bus, because I'm late for everything and I have been since I was able to walk. But even when I'm not running for the bus, which I don't tend to do anymore, I still have it in sandwiches now. And then I forget it exists. Will I eat a whole loaf of bread in a day? Probably not, but I can't say that for certain. Right, I've done a bit of editing. I've had quite a productive morning actually. I've done a lot of emails and stuff, but now I've got a few errands to run. I need to go to the supermarket. I'm actually going to try and find some more. I'm going to have a look through the homeware section and see if I can find some cute tea towels as well, because after I said yesterday that my tea towels are looking a bit like sort of worse for wear, and also I have such a favourite one in terms of what it looks like in the kitchen that I kind of never really want to use the others. So I think I am actually going to try and find a new multi-pack of tea towels while I'm at the supermarket, if they've got anything that tickles my fancy. I'll show you my favourite one in a minute. I like this stripy pink one because I think it matches the colours in the rest of the kitchen really nicely. In like, it's not overly matchy, but it sort of matches the tones, you know? We're going to see. I'm going to take a few pictures of the stuff in the kitchen so I can like hold it up next to things and see what I think. So let's go to the supermarket, and I need to pick up, Charlie's got a prescription to pick up, and now that he works in an office for all the hours that a pharmacy is open, I guess that's my job. Turns out I don't mind picking up the prescription actually, because it's right next to a Greg's. Does anyone else have this issue where at like 2-ish PM I just have like negative levels of energy? Like I genuinely just feel like I'm about to fall asleep, and this happens not every single day but most days. So I'm going to crack an energy drink open, and I'm actually going to force myself to stand up. I got back a while ago and I've just been doing some more like editing and general desk admin, but I think I actually need to stand up for a minute. So I was going to do another declutter from the wheel. Oh my god, look at the colour of that. This is the Alani new energy drink in the Cosmic Stardust flavour. This is from when I was in Florida. I brought a couple home with me because I was so obsessed with them. So I really am like pulling out the big guns for this. Oh, it's quite sour. Yeah, I was going to do another declutter of the wheel, but having done this cupboard yesterday, which is still stunning by the way, it's really made me realise how much quite a few of the places where I did a declutter really early on could just do with like 10 minutes being spent on sort of tidying them up a little bit. So I actually think I'm going to do a few more of those in here, and then if I've got time I will also do a declutter from the wheel. So the snack cupboard is one that needs doing, but that is quite a big job. So before I dive into that, I'm going to do a little bit of an easier one. I could either do the sauces or the cutlery drawer, or the drawer, like the secret drawer underneath the cutlery drawer. I mean, I will end up doing all of them. Let's do the drawer underneath the cutlery drawer and then the cutlery drawer, and then we'll see what time it is. This is the cutlery drawer, which is like not too bad, but probably could be like better organised slightly. And then this is the drawer underneath, which is quite bad. But I don't think will take very long to fix. It's 2:15 right now, so let's see if I can do the drawer underneath the cutlery drawer and the cutlery drawer in 15 minutes. Hey Siri, set a timer for 15 minutes. Right, we've got 15 minutes, let's go. This drawer doesn't need anything crazy, it just needs a little bit of a tidying up so it looks a little bit neater. And the benefit of doing the declutters is that I can do this in a few minutes now, whereas before, well, you guys know, some of the declutters take hours. I think that's pretty much done, except for these masks from COVID times. Should I get rid of these? We don't use these anymore, right? It feels like a silly thing to get rid of, but also kind of a silly thing to hold on to as well. Okay, so that drawer has taken me 5 minutes, not bad at all. So I've got 10 more minutes to try and tackle this. A lot of the forks and stuff are in the wash, I think, but I just always find that these don't like lay very well, so I'm going to try and have a little bit of a move around. Maybe I'll keep scissors in this drawer, because I do have a lot of kitchen scissors. It feels a bit unnecessary. Oh, that went way better than anticipated. Okay, I actually think that these just need a little bit of a once over, like every month or so. Literally, it takes minutes. That took me 3.5 minutes to sort that out, and it opens so much better. Okay, so I'm going to keep this 6 minutes on the timer, and I'm going to try and do the sauce cupboard with it. This one here is the sauce cupboard. I'm going to quickly empty it. Last time the problem with this cupboard was that there was quite a lot of out-of-date stuff in there. I had a lot of the same sauces, but like multiple open bottles of them. And I think I have actually gotten quite a lot better with that, so hopefully this will be a lot easier. Actually, this shelf really needs a wipe down on the shelf itself. I think because of the sauces, some of them just get put in when the lids are like a little bit sticky, so it just looks a bit grim. This one might take slightly longer than the 6 minute allocation, but that's okay, we're still running ahead of time. Charlie said to me the other day, I don't think we have any sriracha. And I was like, that is categorically not true. So typically I use the bottom shelf for squash and oil, basically. And the front of it could do with a little wipe down, but other than that, that shelf actually looks okay. So I'm just gonna put the tall bottles back on the bottom shelf, that's fine. I've got 3 minutes left on the timer. I actually think I can do this. Okay, what I'm noticing is a lot of sriracha and a lot of soy sauce. But that's okay, I love both of those things, so I won't complain, but I will repack the cupboard considerately. I've said this before, but what I tend to do is put anything that is like the current one in use at the front with the others like immediately behind it, so that I know not to buy any more, but I also know which one I want to use up first. Oh, that is the timer. Okay, set a timer for 30 seconds. So 15 minutes and 30 seconds for 3 whole cupboards. Well, 2 drawers in a cupboard. I'm actually pretty pleased with that, because I know how long the declutters took the first time around, and I think it's been nearly a year since I did all of those spots, so they were definitely done at some point in 2023, not 2024. So like regardless, it's been a very long time, so the fact that I can keep on top of them that quickly now is quite a game changer, I would say. One that I've not done as well with is the snack cupboard, so I'm going to tackle that one now. I have also done the mugs and glasses cupboard on the declutter wheel, and that has stayed pretty good actually. I've still got too many mugs. I could probably do with another cull, but that's definitely not like top of the list. This one, however, I despair. I definitely need a better system. I actually think maybe this cupboard just isn't the right place to keep this stuff, but I don't really know where else I would keep it. Okay, I've just done some more work, and now I'm gonna tackle this cupboard. I'm trying to do it in like an alternating pattern between doing actual work and cleaning this cupboard out, but technically I'm vlogging, so that's sort of work. That's what I tell myself anyway. And I just made a fun decision, because it is sunny outside. Charlie and I are gonna go for ice cream after he finishes work today. But not just any ice cream with a twist. I'm a bit nervous actually. Now, the issue that I have with this cupboard is that, I've said this before, probably even in this video, I feel like I say it most days, if I cannot see something with my eyes, it doesn't exist to me. I forget about it. So I could have a 10 pack of Kit Kat Chunkies, I don't know if they do them in 10 packs, in this cupboard, and then I will be sitting at my desk going, God, I really want a Kit Kat Chunky. I need to go to the shop and buy one. And it is the most frustrating thing, because it's like I don't even consider whether or not I might have one, or if I don't have one, whether I might have a Mars bar that would do the same job, you know? So I get very angry with myself, and that is something that I just haven't really figured out when it comes to this snack cupboard, because I swing really violently from 1 minute wanting to have snacks in the house so that I can buy them like in bulk, it works out cheaper, I can get them on a weekly shop, blah blah blah. Some people say, I can't keep snacks in the house because I will eat them all in one go. I have the opposite. I can't keep snacks in the house because they might as well not exist to me. Maybe I need to get a bit more into the habit of going into this cupboard and treating it like a shop, but everything's free. That sounds sort of fun, doesn't it? Maybe I'll try that. Okay, anyway. We're doing one shelf at a time so I don't get too overwhelmed. This is the first shelf. And just from quickly glancing as I was taking stuff out, it seems like a lot of it is actually out of date. Both of these chocolate syrups are out of date, which makes me sad because specifically this one, I always think about how excited I am to eat it. And then clearly I never do. Because I'm saving it for a special occasion. I'm stuck in my trap again. When my dad came round earlier this week, he said to me, do you have any chocolate? And I said, I have an Easter egg. And he was so surprised about me having an Easter egg. But I think there's probably more Easter eggs in here. If I left the Easter eggs out on the counter, they'd be gone. As soon as I put them away, they don't exist. Charlie really raves about this Nescafe Azera instant coffee. He says it is by far the best instant coffee. I have had it, it's good. Oh, and earlier I bought golden syrup for Charlie's breakfast. I forgot, he's been eating this porridge, which actually, fun fact, I hate porridge, but I tried some of this the other day and it was not as horrendous as I was expecting. The golden syrup Quaker Oats porridge, but he also wanted some golden syrup to go with it. I have an empty box of Lemsip in there, Lemsip tablets. Oh no, actually there is one. Okay, I will hold on to that then. So I have sorted it into condiment type, that's not the right word, is it? Like not sauces, obviously I've already done those, but like things that go on toast. These chocolate straws that Charlie bought because he was really excited about them from when he was younger. Like he remembered them and was absolutely buzzing, and they've been in the cupboard for ages. Actually, are they gonna be okay? Best before. Oh yeah, they're absolutely fine. It says keep them in a cool and dry place. I actually might put them in the fridge with the milk because I feel like then he might remember to use them a bit more. So anyway, yes, like spreads and things like that. Hot chocolates, as you can see, I am a hot chocolate sachet hoarder as well. I need to use these up first, and then instant coffee, and then this is all tea. Oh wait, no, that's a hot chocolate. I'll get to the teas in a minute. I'm going to put the condiments in the order of how regularly I use them. I really don't like honey, so I only use it if it's like in a recipe. I don't use peanut butter often, although sometimes I really fancy it, which is why we have it. Maple syrup. I've been really craving lately, like pancakes with maple syrup, oh my god, but I don't use it all the time. Biscoff I do use fairly regularly because of those milkshakes that I showed you last week. And then the two that I probably use the most, well, Marmite, as I said earlier, I'm a Marmite gal, and then I'll put the golden syrup at the front because Charlie wants to start using this like pretty much every day with his breakfast. So I'll put those like that, but then obviously there is still space behind here. When it comes to instant coffee, we don't use it loads, so I'll put that in there, like so. Actually, I'll do that. And then hot chocolate is a bit of a mess, to be honest, because I love a hot chocolate. Again, I always forget that I have them, I forget to use them up. It's not really hot chocolate season, but I'm going to put them in the cupboard in the order of like the fullest one at the back and the least full at the front, and hopefully I'll remember. I still haven't opened this incredible Wittard sticky toffee pudding one. It looks so good. Sticky toffee pudding flavour white hot chocolate. Like that sounds like, I love sticky toffee pudding and I love white chocolate and I love hot chocolate. Like it sounds absolutely amazing, but I still haven't opened it because I've got these two massive Tim Hortons white hot chocolate things that I still haven't gotten through. So maybe I need to try and remember to specifically have white hot chocolate. In fact, I will move the white hot chocolate to the front, so I really do try and remind myself. And then I have these 4 hot chocolate sachets as well, which is so annoying because they look so messy, but I want to put them at the front, so like if I'm making one, I either go for a Tim Hortons white hot chocolate or one of the hot chocolate sachets. That looks pretty good. Now I have so much tea, so many different types of tea bags. I'm going to top up my little tea bag pot so that I can try and get rid of this Yorkshire Gold box as fast as possible. Yorkshire Gold tea is so elite, but the box is taking up so much room. I actually might just leave that slightly open because I reckon within a few days time I'll have gone through some anyway, and then I can get rid of this massive box. Or actually no, they're probably kept in an airtight container for a reason. Well no, actually, because this isn't airtight. I don't know, but what I'm going to do is take enough out that it can actually close. Okay, I think I'm being a bit silly. The one I have the most often is peppermint or buttermint. The Christmas tea can go to the back because it is not the time. I just realised I do have just plain peppermint tea up here. What's it doing all the way up there? I've been looking for this. Oh, it's sealed. Wow, okay. Peppermint and licorice. Oh, that's not a bit of me. I'm actually going to get rid of this one. I will never ever drink that. And I've been trying a new peppermint tea. It's this brand, Heath and Heather. And they are nice, but to be honest, I don't think they're as nice as just the Twinings one that I normally get. And I also really like the Tea Pigs one, but that's a bit more expensive, so I don't get it very often. I'll put the decaf tea at the back as well, because I don't really reach for that. It's just if I have a guest that wants it. And then I've got, these are the two types of tea that we drink the most in this house. Yorkshire Gold and peppermint and buttermint. I'd say they all sort of tie in together really. And then I also have, again, just loads of sachets. The sachets thing is really starting to annoy me, so I'm going to put those here again to hopefully remind me to actually use them. And this is what I'm getting rid of, which actually looks like quite a decent amount. Like, it's nothing crazy, but if you imagine trying to fit all that stuff into that space now, it does actually make quite a big difference. Okay, now onto the actual snacks. First things first, again, we're going to get everything out. Oh my god, there is so much in here. I nearly got killed then. I can't even see up top on this one, but I'm just going to assume it also needs a once over. This is quite overwhelming actually. First of all, just found loads more hot chocolate. I love these stir-in ones, and actually that is why I don't use the powders very often. But I'm going to take them all out of their packets and put them in here. I have actually got a lot better at using hot chocolates. I know it sounds stupid, but I used to have these for so long, and I'd put them off for special occasions, and then I would go to use them and then it'll be like white and weird, you know, like when chocolate goes out of date. But actually I do remember to use my fancy hot chocolates now. So baby steps. Oh my god, I've just found loads of snacks from when we were in America. These pistachio kernels that are like pre-shelled. Oh, so good. I love pistachios, but they're so fiddly. I also got these Cheez-Its in America. I hate them. We tried some when we were out there, and I expected them to be a bit like mini cheddars, but they just had like no flavour to them, so we've been holding on to them. But actually I don't think I'd ever get around to eating these because we didn't actually like them, so I think I'm just gonna get rid. Loads of crisps. I literally bought myself a packet of salt and vinegar crisps yesterday at like the full price, not the multi-pack price, despite having 5 packets of salt and vinegar crisps in the cupboard. I actually despair. I just found this popcorn that expired in 2021. I love popcorn. Why did I do that? More American snacks that we haven't eaten yet. These are the Nutter Butter peanut butter cookies. They do actually sound so good. Oh my god, I was joking sort of when I said I thought there would be more Easter eggs in here. So now I have these 3 containers, and what I used to have is sweets, chocolate and savoury, but that doesn't really work because there are so many things that don't like fit neatly into any of those categories. But I actually think maybe the savoury snacks need to be kept somewhere completely different, and I don't know where yet. One of them can still be chocolate, I think, because sometimes it's like a specific chocolate thing that you want, isn't it? And then this one, I think I'm going to do sweets. Oh, that's just reminded me of something else I bought earlier. Mao-Ams. I just saw these when I was in the supermarket and I was like, oh my god, I haven't had Mao-Ams for so long. Okay, that's a pretty stocked sweet one. And in this one, I think I'm going to do like biscuits and like cereal bars, energy bar type things. I'm absolutely obsessed with these at the minute. I can't remember if I've already mentioned them on the weekly vlogs. They're called Real Energy Bars, specifically the peanut butter one. They've got caffeine in them equal to 1 espresso, and like I said, I'm really struggling with my energy levels at the moment. I've actually had this issue since COVID, since I got COVID, where basically every time I have an infection of any kind, my body, like, I think it must just use all its energy trying to fight it. I don't know, I'm not a scientist, but basically I just really struggle with my energy levels if I have any sort of infection. After having that problem with my eye a couple of weeks ago, I've really noticed that it's made a big difference. I don't usually eat and drink as much caffeine as I have been at the minute, but genuinely it's like the only way I'm finding at the moment that keeps me awake for as long as I want to be throughout the day. But these are really good, really yummy as well. We also have some Nature Valley bars, so I'm going to pop those in there. I'm going to take them out of the packet because the packet's just really bulky. And some hobnobs as well, because they're my favourite biscuits. And then that's the biscuit one, and that's pretty full as well. I feel like those categories make like good sense. And then I've got a few boxes that I need to deal with. So the Nutter Butters, some After Eights, and also these cherry baked bowls things that I really don't like, but Charlie really does, so he's been having a lot of those for his lunches. Okay, so that is the cupboard if there are no savoury snacks in there. But then where on earth do I put the savoury snacks? I've just done something probably quite stupid and shoved the savoury snacks all into this cupboard that still hasn't come up on the wheel and needs doing very badly. But I do think ultimately that is where they will probably end up. So I've put them there and that's a later problem. But this cupboard is looking stunning. This is everything I'm getting rid of because either we don't like it or it's not in date or it's just empty packets. And that is another one that I definitely anticipated was going to be much worse. But actually now that it's done, it's pretty good. I haven't done the top shelf, as you've probably seen. I think at some point when I do that big cupboard that really needs doing, a lot of the stuff that's kind of tucked into the back of there will end up going neatly onto that top shelf. So I've not touched it, because I think that's going to require like a lot of moving stuff around. But I think there's only one other cupboard in here that I have already done. I've also done the fridge and freezer, but I'm not going to redo those because we stay on top of those pretty well now. But that is under the kitchen sink, and actually I've only just remembered that I've actually already done it, and that is quite a bad one. I need to leave in like 20 minutes to meet Charlie, so I'm going to try and do it in 15 minutes again. Okay, this is the cupboard under the sink. It is packed full. One thing that has worked really well is this, which I put up when I was doing the last declutter of in here. But since then, a lot of changes have happened within the house. I've ended up buying loads of the stuff in bulk. And it's just a cupboard that gets a lot of use. So like, things get messier faster. I can take this out though. That can go in the cereal cupboard. Thank you to yesterday me. Set a timer for 15 minutes.
15 minutes. Starting now.
I forgot that Charlie had changed the Alexa voice to Australian. Right, let's get everything out. And as I get it out, I'm going to try and put it into vague categories because I think that will help me in the long run. God, there is a lot more in here than I thought actually. That bag I'm going to leave there because I know what's in there, but this, no wonder it was such a mess. I'm going to put the dustpan and brush on top of this bag. It might not look the neatest, but it has actually been really handy to have a bit of height on that, because when you want that, it's like when you just smashed a glass or something, so you just want to grab it. Bin bags. I've got so many of it, it's actually a joke, but it's not a very funny one. Home fragrance stuff. I'm going to put that here. And then washing up liquid here. Okay.
You have 9 minutes and 20 seconds left.
Oh, fine. Dishwasher stuff. I've got so much dishwasher salt. That one's open. There are certain things like dishwasher salt and rinse aid that I add to the like online shopping cart a lot, because I go, oh well, we must need one of those soon, so I just add it. And actually, we absolutely don't. So much dishwasher salt. Right, I'm on a dishwasher salt and rinse aid ban. That is the one that's open. And then these are the dishwasher pods. They can stay there, which then means that all the other cleaning stuff needs to go into this section here, which you can't really see because I'm covering it, sorry. 2 anti-backs, so one of those can be at the back, and I've got 2 polishes, so one of those can be at the back. And I've got 2 glass cleaners, so one of those can be at the back. Everything else I think is individual. Oh my god, I can't believe that actually fits. Okay. That is not bad. And then the only things that are left are this selection of cleaning brushes and some Dettol wipes, and then some bits that I'm going to move out of the cupboard, so I'll show you those in a minute. Can anyone tell me why one woman would ever need this many sponges? I think when I do like a cleaning stuff stock up, I go, oh well, I must need some sponges. No, Amy, you don't. But I'm going to try and stack them a bit better, because ideally I would really like the anti-bac and the brushes to go in here because that feels like quite a sensible choice. Oh my god, these. Have you ever tried a magic eraser? It's so good. It like gets marks off of walls and it really is magic, guys. Got the Leaning Tower of sponges going on here. All of these sponges must be from a different pack because they're a different shape. So they can go separately. Ultimately, it doesn't matter if they're a little bit disfigured when I go to use them. That's a bit precariously stacked, but it's fine for now. I've also got this pack of 2 extra sponges. I'm going to put that in the bag of things that are new. And then I'm hoping, yay, that means my anti-bac wipes will fit in there. And then I've got these brushes that I actually think I can use the sponges to my advantage to like fix the brushes in place. That is a lot better. It still looks pretty messy, so you might not be able to tell, but trust me. And now all that's left are some dishcloths, a bit of a hoover that lives where the washing machine lives, and this washing machine cleaner. So these 2 can go in the washing machine cupboard, which desperately needs a declutter, but it's not come up on the wheel yet. And then these can go in the other cupboard, and then we are done. Yeah! Okay. Right, time to go out. I'm really proud of myself actually, because those are all of the kitchen cupboards that I've decluttered so far. So to get them all like in good shape again, it probably took me about an hour total, including the time I spent yesterday. That's so good. I think the snack cupboard alone took me about 3 hours the first time I did it. I don't know if it's getting easier because I'm getting better at decluttering and like identifying what I do and don't need, or whether it's just easier because obviously I'd already done like a big round of it and this is only like 6 months to a year's worth of stuff rather than 5 years. But I like to think it's probably a combination of both. I made it into Central, found Charlie.
Hello.
I can't believe it's taken this long for you to be in this week's vlog.
Oh shit, yeah. Well, it's Thursday now.
Yeah.
I've been a busy man.
You have. How are you getting on?
Yeah, good. I'm just tired every day.
Yeah, I was saying to them that you haven't worked in office since COVID.
Well, I haven't worked in an office for 3.5, 4 years, and this is the first time. So, as you can imagine, waking up in the morning at 7 AM or 20 past 7.
Yeah, having an actual commute that's more than a few meters.
I'm very bleary-eyed in the mornings at the moment. I'm sure
You'll get used to it.
I think it's probably a combination of the heat.
Yeah,
I'm
to be fair,
waking up
that's probably
early.
not helping. The tubes in this heat are horrendous as well.
Just having people's armpits in my face, no thanks.
Yeah, fair enough. But basically, we are on our way to something called the Ice Cream Project, which we saw online. And I think it looks disgusting, but Charlie was like, I want to try it. Basically, it's this like pop-up ice cream shop that sells really strange flavours. So let's go and see what they've got for us. I'm so sorry, I actually completely forgot to vlog in there for the vlog because I was filming it for TikTok. So I'm going to insert some clips here and then we'll come back and tell you what we thought. I think I found the most disgusting ice cream flavour in London. This is the Ice Cream Project and they do weird and wonderful flavours including Kikkoman soy sauce, baked bean, Branston piccalilli, sarsen's malt vinegar, which I've actually heard is nice, amongst many others. Guys, that vinegar ice cream was honestly one of the most disgusting things I've ever eaten in my life. I thought that it was going to be, so like the description of it said that it was actually strawberry sorbet but like with a touch of vinegar, and I thought it was going to be like some sort of, you know when like strawberries quite go with balsamic vinegar. I thought it was going to be like that kind of honestly, it was horrendous. I got very upset about it, and then I was really worried that it was going to infiltrate my other flavours, which were penguin, as in the biscuits, and Jaffa cake, and they were both really, really good. Charlie had baked bean, which I thought would be gross, but it was actually alright. It was like sort of vanilla-y, custardy kind of ice cream with like frozen bits of baked bean in it, and they weren't bad actually. And then he also had the Malden, I don't know how you pronounce it, sea salt one, which was actually dark chocolate with some sea salt in it. That was incredible, probably my favourite one. And he also had penguin as well. So yeah, if you're in London and you fancy some baked bean ice cream, it was called the Anya Hindmarch Ice Cream Project. Yeah, it was interesting. But anyway, I'm back home now, and based off the success of the kitchen like cupboard sort outs I did earlier, I really fancy filming a declutter. So I'm going to spin the wheel. You're going to see it live here. You guys will know, because I have actually said it before, that because of the way that the screen recording works, when I film it on TikTok with the green screen, I actually already know what it's going to say, because I have to have spun it to screen record it to then green screen that recording.
Hello friends, how is everyone? That dinner was delicious.
Oh yeah, we went to Franco Manca for dinner. It was so good. I was just talking about the ice creams.
Oh yeah, the ice creams were interesting. I mean, two of my choices were banging. The baked bean one was even alright. That vinegar one was honestly so disgusting. I literally scooped it off and put it in the bin because I was worried it was going to infiltrate my other ones. I physically couldn't force myself to eat it. To be honest, that was vile.
It was grim. Right, let's screen record. Let's spin the wheel, baby. Gonna say, ooh, interesting. The alcohol / appliance cupboard. God, we've got another kitchen one. I suppose this is the week of doing the kitchen then. Obviously I am going to film this declutter for TikTok, but I'll show you a before and an after. Okay, I've set up my ring light. This is the cupboard in question. Oh God, there's loads more cloths down there. Look at that. It is so impractical. Every time I have to get anything out, I'm convinced everything's about to break. So I'm going to film this for TikTok now, and I'll show you the end result in a minute. The time is now 8:56 p.m. Let's see how long this takes me. Okay, the time is 10 to 10, so it has taken about an hour. But are you ready for potentially the most shocking declutter so far? No exaggeration. Just remember what it looked like before. That is ridiculous. I am so pleased. And I feel like I've really caught the bug again today. So I'm gonna get up really early tomorrow. I've got quite a lot planned for the day tomorrow, but I'm really determined to squeeze in another declutter. So I'm gonna get up really early in the morning. I might spin the wheel actually now, so we know what we're doing. Let's spin the wheel for tomorrow morning. Right, let's spin the wheel. What are we doing in the morning? Oh my God, there's only 20 left on there. That's actually not many. Oh my God, you are actually joking.
What?
You guys can't see that. It says the pantry cupboard. That's not good. I'm gonna have to get up early. That's actually gonna take ages. But actually, I'm quite pleased it's in the kitchen again. I feel like we're really getting the kitchen done this week. But the pantry cupboard is this one down here. I would say this one's the worst. Do you agree?
Just to put it in some perspective, when Amy asked me to get anything from that cupboard, I tend to mull it over, and I have to like calm myself for about 10 minutes before I decide to go and have a look for anything in that cupboard, because it's stressful. Yeah, well, that'd be interesting.
Interesting is one word for it. Okay, I'm gonna go to sleep now. I will see you bright and early tomorrow. Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. I feel very like up and ready compared to how I felt for most of this week. It's 8:30. I've been up since 7, just past 7. Got ready slowly, listened to some Taylor Swift, found an outfit I like because I'm going to an event in a little while, and now I'm ready to start a declutter. Genuinely, I had dreams about decluttering last night. I think because I'm so nervous about this one. This is probably, no, it's not the most problematic cupboard in the house, but it is the most problematic cupboard in the kitchen now, between the one I did last night and the one I'm about to do. So yeah, obviously I'm going to be filming that for TikTok, so I won't show you guys too much of that. Like I did yesterday, I will show you a quick before and after. Also, what do you think of my makeup today? I've only used one eyeshadow. Normally I use several. But I just couldn't be bothered. They don't like it. Yeah, I just couldn't be bothered, so I only used one and a liner, and I'm hoping that's okay. Also, look at my dress. Look, you actually might have already seen this dress when I got it a couple of weeks ago. I can't remember if I showed it to you, but I wasn't sure whether to keep it or not because I couldn't decide whether I looked cool in it or whether I was kind of letting it wear me a bit rather than me wearing it. But I actually think the key is confidence, and it's the kind of thing where if I'd sent it back, I think I would have been thinking about it, going, oh my God, I should have kept that dress. So I've bitten the bullet and I've kept it, and this is its first outing today. I'm gonna try and do this in an hour because I don't have much longer than that, and it's just gonna have to do. Dun, 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 dun. Oh my God, this is so bad. This cupboard like curves all the way down like the back of that as well, so it's really deep and you can never get to the back of it, and that is what causes all these problems. And I've just remembered that I shoved all those snacks in there yesterday. I can't believe I did that to myself because I've made it worse. I literally was saying the other day, I swear I haven't had a kitchen declutter come up on the wheel for so long, and now I've had 2 in a row. What sort of witchcraft is that? Although, to be fair, I actually quite like it when multiple in one room come up kind of consecutively, because it means that that room actually feels like I've made a real dent in it. So definitely made a dent in the kitchen this week. Not yet though, because I actually need to get on with it. Right, okay, the time is 8:38. I'll see you in a bit. I'm in over my head here, guys. The cupboard is empty and everything's on the floor, and how on earth did that stuff fit in that cupboard? Guys, I've actually done it. The time is now 9:43. I can't remember what the time was when I started, but I think it's taken me about an hour. Look at this cupboard. So what was before just like screaming, it was horrible. Now I've got sauces and things in that basket down there, all of my carbs, so like rice, pasta, noodles in that one, so I can just pull that out and put it on the floor and pull that one over, grab a sauce and then put it back, so it works quite well. It's like making my own little lazy Susan basically. And then this top shelf is just snacks, because if there is one thing in this house that has a high turnover, it is snacks. So hopefully that means I will never get myself in that position again. I actually can't believe I've done that. I'm on a roll. I might actually try and do one more in a little bit, but I'm crying out now, thank God. Actually, I think I'm just gonna have like a 5-minute sit down and a cold drink because it's so hot. Right, I have just arrived in Chiswick. I've got no idea where I'm going. But basically, Maria and Jess are on their way, and we are going for brunch at a place called Chiswick Fire Station. We have been invited by QVC and Ultrasun to learn some more about their products. So that is the plan for this morning. Hello. How are you? Oh, hi. Sorry, so sorry. I've got my eyes out. Yeah, good, thank you. How are you? Look at this. My name is on this little shell, and this table is absolutely stunning. I've got a little bag of goodies here that I'll have a look at later. The food is here. I've got eggs royale. What have you got, Jess?
Avocado on toast, obviously.
And how's that?
I haven't tried it yet, so I'll let you know in a minute.
Oh, sorry, I thought you had. Maria's got eggs royale as well, but she's chatting.
She is.
Right, the brunch is done. I'll tell you more about that in a little bit, but Jess and I just popped into Waterstones.
I've dragged her in because I need the hit of the smell of paperbacks. I read on a Kindle and it's not the same.
And I have just found something that I would have loved so much as a kid. Look at this electronic dictionary. It is so thin, it like barely even exists.
I would have loved that so much.
And oh my god, do you like put the word in there and it picks it up, so you don't, do you even have to type it in?
Oh, I don't know. No, surely, because there's a keyboard.
Yeah, well that's what I thought. That is crazy.
I would have loved that as a kid.
And then this one is a reading timer which clips onto your book. That's crazy.
That's good.
And
I'm
these are cute.
loving these as well because he just looks so studious.
He does,
so
with his little glasses. He's so clever.
Oh look, and it just sticks out of the. Oh, I don't even have a bookmark. Currently, I'm reading Lucy's book, and I
Jess, don't tell her.
I think she'll be okay with that.
Do you think?
I think she wants the book to be loved.
I'm actually like really into all of these like little book accessories.
Same, I was really like we were almost at the door, and then I was like drawn to the stand to be like, yes, let's look at these.
Look at this book light. It's a little spaceman and a UFO.
That's quite funny.
Oh my god, I love those. That's hilarious.
I've got a clicker for my Kindle.
Oh my god, that sounds fantastic.
So if I'm tucked up in bed, I can just look.
Yeah.
Page. I don't have to get a cold arm every time I move it.
I'm actually quite determined to become a Kindle girly again, because I was for a little while, but I'm forcing myself to read the books that I've got in my house first, so I can then declutter the books and then move over to Kindle.
Fair enough.
But so I need to get reading, because I've been doing audiobooks a lot lately. I haven't been doing physical books.
Yeah, whereas me, Kindle girly through and through, and then I do the odd physical
I used
book
to
every so
love my
often.
Kindle, and like I had one of the really early Kindles.
I'm not surgically attached to mine. I've had several over the years, like, and they last a really long time, but then like when it's then old and not working, like I've replaced it several times because I love it so much. Yeah. I've had one genuinely for such a long time, and it's
you use it all the time.
My favourite thing.
Yeah. Well, maybe next year will be the year that I get into Kindles. Maybe. And I am finally back home. I had a very nice day today, but it's pretty much the end of the day, and Charlie and I are actually just about to drive to Norwich because bless you, because we've got a friend's birthday party tomorrow, so we're just there for the day really. But it will be a very flying visit.
It will be a very flying visit.
How was your first week at the office?
Yeah, I'm tired. I'm very tired.
I think that's what you said last time I asked.
Yeah, I'm just like getting up really early.
It's a bit of a shock to the system, is it?
Those people that do go into the office.
We're one of them.
Well, I am now. But like, imagine being off work for God knows how long, and you have to then go back and work in the office.
Yeah,
like,
you haven't worked in office for like 4 years, have you?
It's just so tiring.
Yeah. But just before we leave, I wanted to tell you a little bit about the event that I went to earlier. Charlie's wrestling with the blinds. It was with a brand called Ultra Sun and QVC, because they are sold on QVC. By the way, if you don't know, because I didn't know before I did this for a job, QVC do like incredible deals on, like, say you have a favourite product, they have like every brand under the sun. Like the Philip Kingsley elasticizer, for example, which is one that I obviously use all the time. They so often have like box sets where you pay for just one item, like the price of one item, and you get like 3 or 4. It's actually crazy. I would very much recommend keeping an eye on QVC actually. But I had never heard of Ultra Sun before I got invited to this brunch, and I didn't really know what to expect, but actually I feel like I learned so much about SPF and sun protection and skin damage that genuinely I think like it's gonna really stay with me. Like, I think it's gonna be something that I think about all the time. We met the managing director of Ultra Sun. Her name is Abby. I think I would trust her with my life. She was so knowledgeable and so lovely. I'm gonna do my best to relay what she said, like, to the best of my ability, but obviously I don't have the information like stored in my brain like she did. As we know, the sun creates UVA and UVB rays. UVB goes through like the surface layer of your skin, and that is what most sun creams are like aimed at protecting against. And when there's SPF in like your makeup or your skincare, that is what it's targeting, UVB rays. And UVB rays are what cause sunburn, but UVA rays in a lot of ways are more dangerous. They penetrate deeper into the skin. They're more likely to be responsible for skin cancer. They're more likely to cause like visible aging, fine line wrinkles, etc., skin damage. And apparently UVA protection is not a requirement in like skincare or makeup. It is a requirement in sun cream. In the UK, the requirement is 33.3% protection, but in Australia, the minimum is 90% protection. So actually, like, our sun creams, a lot of them aren't particularly effective. And it's not, I know like Australia's obviously a lot hotter, but that's UVB rays that do the sun burn. UVA rays apparently are present even if it is just daylight outside. You can be damaged by UVA rays through windows. You can be damaged by UVA rays.
That's why if you look at a lot of like truckers, for example, like people get what they call like trucker's arm, where literally one of their arms is tanned and the other isn't, and it just really shows, like, even if they have their window up, or they, like, if they're driving around in... well, I didn't realise that you could get burnt through glass. But basically, Ultra Sun are 90 or 95% protective against UVA rays, and also apparently sun damage is responsible for 90% of aging. So if you were protecting your skin from sun damage completely, in 10 years time you would look as if you'd aged 1 year, which is crazy. So yeah, these products look amazing. I'm going to try them out next week, but basically they do all different ranges. I really like the look of the sport range, but I don't think I actually have any of that in here. And they also do tinted ones too, which I thought looked really cool. But yeah, I wanted to kind of give a little shout out to Ultra Sun and also share the knowledge, because it really did blow my mind actually. I feel like I learned a lot today. I had a proper little science lesson. And these, I felt like the texture of this one, it's one for face, and it feels like a really nice primer, and basically they bond with your skin cells, so it doesn't feel like there's residue or anything on it. It's like really, really clever, and also they protect against both types of rays. If I haven't said that already, I think I have. Anyway, I'm rambling. It was one of the best events I've been to in ages, because I genuinely just found it so informative. Like, I feel like I came away with information that wasn't just about the product, but like that would
like it widened my knowledge. I don't know, do you know what I mean? Anyway, we're about to leave, so I'm gonna say goodbye. Thank you very much for spending the week with me. I hope you
cheers, guys.
Let me know what you've been up to this week, because I'm nosy and I want to know. Pleased to announce there will be another midweek video this week, and it may or may not be the last Disney vlog. Stick around if you want to see that. I think that's going up on Wednesday or Thursday. Oh my god. I can't even think with this going on. I will catch you later, guys. See you in, oh my god, please. I feel much better after how much of my kitchen I have decluttered this week, so thank you for being my accountability buddies and helping me out with that. I think I'm going to carry on with more declutters next week, because Charlie is moving in a week's time and the bedroom does not have space for an extra person to move in, so that is a next week problem. But the kitchen seems to have come on like leaps and bounds this week, so we are definitely getting there. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you've been up to this week in the comments, and I will see you in a few days' time. Bye guys.